If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. Sharp-dressed. Tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. You gave them no choice but to take it down, even though they'd planned to take the Fluff Hulk out to the far Fnacky leaves and let it go. They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their ranks and were looking forward to meeting you. A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jagni's Mercadorpus outpost and are waiting for you there. You should hurry there and help them best the outpost. Not really. It's west of Bricktown. You can spot Gizmo's chug yard from the hill it resides on. Look, an emergency box for... Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist. Loot. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Oh, ouch! That notice board, filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old Toxanol brick towns. Pay attention. The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Toxanol never cared about the waste, as long as they didn't have to pay to clean it up. There must be a track somewhere in this brick town. Just hope it's not buried. flush seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. That's not too bad. This corner of the world is called Bricktown. Yeah. The future is in your hands, so take care of it. You're not capable enough yet. What looks like the fry sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. It's a fry sparker mindset. Boom, you got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. You found the track. Amazing it wasn't destroyed. So much of this place was just discarded. Lucky the track somehow made it. When Toxanol abandoned the place, it fell apart fast. Not too many like living in a ruin hole like this. The tracks moved on from Bricktown, and you should too. Try not to get turned around in the dark. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. Right between the eyes. Right in the face. Looks cute. What a bruiser! That's a Jagni tribe outpost. Mercadorpa's outpost, a Jagni tribe stronghold. Let's see. Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain. Freedom is not worth having in a world that's doomed. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. Back into the spot. Wrecked it. That twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Everything's clocking together. Gotta try the key to see. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. They never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to see it. Wants revenge on those who caged them, but trust you'll take care of it. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Better stay clear of the red ray. Here's the second line of defense. Red means danger. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. Switched off the light. A barrel shoot. Smack it to get a barrel out of it. Then hit it toward the gate and blast it. That looks splody. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Oh, boom. You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger. Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of carrying the tribe's weapon. Figures the honor belongs to the tribe, too. Out-of-Date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making progress with the tribe conflict. He had a feeling you'd get along with the Myriad tribe, but it remains to be seen what the future holds for your alliance. Your negative outlook on life might just be what the Myriad tribe needs to complement theirs, which is much more positive. But Out-of-Date emphasizes that solving the tribe conflict won't matter unless you help make a stand against the World Eaters. That doesn't sound good. Out-of-Date's forebodings are justified. The jumbo puff needs to be taken care of. He says the time has come to confront the jumbo puff at the end of the west route. Gizmo is working on making his mechton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all the way out to the World Eater. You should get over there and see what you can do to help.
Så att det blir sem watipe.
Twinkles that it's good the Myriad tribe is your friend, even if
Wait a little so.
didn't have much else to say, so no problem.
The
vendor says you can browse his goods any time during opening hours. Says you're in good company.
Prick one sänger.
Shopkeeper claims you
Rätte sutto.
That's a gnote. Easy prey for Lupin. For everyone else, they're a perfect mount and easily tamed if they are kept fed. Don't be fiery. It probably won't bite. That's a resource totem. A monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. It's the chug yard. Tribes always scavenging for scrap, and the yard has plenty to go around. But they should have stuck to looting instead of playing around with sprockets. BOMPA bonkers busy ram-banging the door. This is your chance. Random defeat. It's time to create your own path. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. Let's see. It's a wonder some of these up and downs still work. Guess they built machines better in the past. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. He hopes you remember that one time he taught you to upcycle, and hopes you've had some use for it over the years. Gizmo says he also has re-memories from the long gone, but unlike you, he doesn't think of the past, for it's gone. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo encourages that. You should forgive, but never forget. It'll provide some comfort to your soul and keep the memory of lost loved ones in your heart.
Fan that flame!
Beat out that spark before it starts.
It was so young, so fragile. It had so much to give.
Better to take it down now while you still can.
Fire catches. Eventually.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path that brought you to this point. Would you have been happier going in a different direction? Supposes that's all any of us can do. Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. Figures everyone does. They seem unusually dedicated to finding them. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone. So you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the mekton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the mekton strong enough to fight the jumbo puff. There are more crates from before the apocalypse left out in the wild. Easy to find if you keep an eye out. You should be able to gather enough scrap to upgrade the mekton from them. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match, so enough charge. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. That's the leftover you're looking for. Don't tip over. Ooh, a biohazard like that can make you real sick. Feels like a monster's lair down here. He says that's enough to get the mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun, and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. Something he devised to salvage valuables from the ground. There are usually spots hidden beneath puddles of oily goo where you can use the net. He's been working on another project for the mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find Scripps. He noticed the Jumbo Puff has a short attention span, so the Scripps should distract it long enough for you to inflict some damage. Grease Monkey's Mechton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Light is the best, period. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
BOXER. In Mo. Tiava. Wuksa u indabadan gal Khalifaf Cairo.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not
Dagadnio umumwaka.
says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind.
Wuksa u indabadan gale.
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
La fea nuch.
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
Badja analove.
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care.
Tarnianda kaguno. Lema badam wakomo nash vaya.
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss.
Uvuksu isqualea yoshkaba.
Claims he mostly kills whoever he doesn't like.
Vetse nyavaf. Como judo favazine.
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
Sem
Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
Eshkayamako. Sem
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
tudu baba.
Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther.
Como uno shalafid.
But enough of that, right?
Why adfuno jabe? Como uno shalafid.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
Mushtaq bala.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
Dre. Yada. Mashako hirsave.
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short. Says as big as they are, the world is bigger. To find where they are, you need to see where they've been.
Mansela fan.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
Sarevanyat zab.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big.
Wa o waksu waksan makale zegi.
There's no better place to start than a scrip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Over bug bug ad.
Says you stick to the hunting and shots present themselves later. Let's see. Feel like a landed fish? You sound like one. Mount up. Wait, it's the script hole-up. Place is just filled with critters. Bullets everywhere. Put it in. Knuckle pie. Took care. That's just awful. Watch your step around here. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. Don't flinch away from this. It's your moment. You need to focus. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Hold on. so eager to slice things up. Right out. Fasten that hatch and go Trumbull. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster.
Sit up. Sanki su diladu.
He says that's enough scripts to sustain the Mechton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done.
Clapper, jiwadu.
It's not his cleanest invention so far, but it gets the job done. Use it to suck up gooey oil puddles in the Mechton's way so you can pass.
Happy hap, jobadu.
Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mechton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. Otherwise, he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. He asks you to not even think about taking on the Jumbo Puff on foot. You'll need the Mechton to do the job. Take his word for it. There's time to improve the Mechton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mechton with on your own. He got the idea to build the Mechton when he found a big crate containing the metal frame for something Toxanol had named an exoskeleton. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Thinks Goop is just, you know, goofy. Wants you to know how great your father was. So kind and helpful, just like you. Says you should take it easy. Gizmo wants to help if he can. Says you should take care. When a story comes to you, pay attention. place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world. Kaboom! Fists of fury. Don't waste too much energy. There's a place and time for everything, but for that sick scenario, it's already come and gone. Bang, bang! Even the sound seems sharper here. Leave that scrap behind. Stomping time. You're injured. Right between the eyes. Looks like wholesome. A tidy little cave. Itchy trigger finger. These steel legs were made for walking. There are brakes if you want them. Enough of that. Finders keepers. Ride like the wind. Shop, shop. That's one just over there. Go for it. Running low. Cutting edge. No hope of that with as little energy as you have. bruised. Itchy trigger finger. We've had better days. That's the stuff. Chop it up. That's a good find. There's not much left of what we used to call our world. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest and It's time for an adventure, for good or bad. A punch crunch. Getting out the tin can. Mount up. Bullets everywhere. Punch time. Keep on walking. All that exercise helps. That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Let's put an end to it before it ends our world. Huff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. Bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Wow, what a super-sized wormwing. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the Taurus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. Who would have guessed it would go down with a throw-up? Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first World Eater. It's a start. You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. Gizmo will always make time for you. With our help, the tree could live a lot longer. If you don't want to die when the world ends, wishes you goodbye. Gizmo will always make time. Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Good ridey beast, no hurty. Disgusting. Biohazard. Just gross. That's an intact plant hut over there. Wonder what's growing in it. Everything is at stake. Ah, see that e-waste? Always handy. There's a monolith right there. Keep your eyes out for Nono.